Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Turn 3 Racing Network. Do apologize about running behind. Technical difficulties left us on the outside looking in for the start of Season 6 here for the U.S. IndyCar League presented by StickQuik. That's right, Season number 6. Stay home, stay safe, and these IndyCar drivers already putting in 33 laps before we can get all the bells and whistles, wires all connected and headed in the right direction, bringing you all the great action high above the track from the blimp cam right now. We will head down trackside, bring you a little bit more of this close action as Ben Wallace running in second hits the outside wall just a little bit coming out of turn 2 as he continues to try to chase down your back-to-back season champion Graham Bunyan. And first and foremost, I do want to apologize to all the friends, family, sponsors out there. Sometimes technology just doesn't want to work out with you. No, we were facing some problems there for just a brief moment, but nonetheless, everything sorted out, everything good to go from this point on. So we will just continue from here, 35 laps in to this 117 lap race, the StickQuik Kansas 175 here for the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. Battle right now on track, Ben Wallace, Robert Mitchell right there behind him in his 31 quick stick machine, trying to take away that second spot. Still side by side is Wallace and Mitchell heading through. I believe that is turn 1 and 2. Now down the back stretch, Graham Bunyan still has a 1.5 second lead over the field. We're going to look a little bit further through timing and scoring. Looks like before we were able to get the live feed out to you, looks like we had some drivers with some trouble. Ben Wallace going to hit pit road. Looks like first green flag pit stop underway. Ben Wallace going to come down pit road. We'll take a gander up here at the front with the awesome Aussie Graham Bunyan, trying to start season 6 the way he left off season number 5, and that's up at the top of the point standings. If he can win today's race, he'll find himself right back at the top. Graham has been your season champion for the last 2 seasons, back-to-back season champion, and this season gonna be no different from him and his crew. Got things dialed in early here at Kansas Speedway, trying to get off to a good solid start. Chad Pierce now in danger of going 1 lap down. He is right there now, 1 lap down. Ben Wallace going 2 laps down. Very long pit stop there for Wallace, 23.5 seconds stopped in his pit box. That is not something that we normally see. Now Robert Mitchell on the pit road. Rick Lovison and his 64 machine also onto pit road. Gonna throw your running order up there for you so you can see how it all shakes out right before your eyes, just like we do here up in the Turn 3 Racing Network production booth. And it was a very long stop there for Wallace, as it looks like Lovison and Mitchell only in their pit boxes for 8.5 and 9.5 seconds as we watch your leader Graham Bunyan hit pit road. Jason Lowe in the 004 just behind him, also on pit road. John Barnhart right there as well. Your top 4 all on pit road. Jeff Murray, Howard Livingston, Richard Kelball all out there on track still. We'll join them as they continue to try to stretch their fuel a little bit further. 76 laps still remaining, so the driver's gonna have to make at least 1 more pit stop, but maybe they're thinking about stretching this thing a little bit longer here and possibly saving a little bit of gas in the second run. They may be able to find themselves right where they need to be and right up at the front at the end of this thing. Still staying out, Jeff Murray, Richard Kelball, Chad Pierce, all yet to make their green flag pit stops as we've stayed green flag. We've been able to watch it here. We just haven't been able to get the video out to you. Had some issues with the plugs, and everything got sorted out and back to you here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Do appreciate you all if I could talk, maybe I could say it. Do appreciate you all tuning in each and every Sunday morning for the U.S. IndyCar League presented by StickQuik. Richard Kelball hits his pit box. Jeff Murray still staying out on track. Chad Pierce coming to pit road this time by, and that should start to cycle the field back through. And I believe that should put that 101 of Graham Bunyan there. You see him just in front of Ben Wallace. Both of these drivers down one lap, but your race leader, Jeff Murray, yet to pit road. Once he does come down pit road, that will put these drivers back on the lead lap and more than likely back up in the top two spots. Wallace was able to close quite a bit of different distance with the different strategy there, coming 2 laps sooner than Bunyan did, and that's caught him up well over a second. It's just a matter of whether Wallace and Lovison can maintain the pace as this run heads on through. And Graham Bunyan disappearing off of the screen there for a moment. Not sure what went on with Graham. May have had some internet issues. We'll continue to now watch your race leader. Very, very interesting as Ben Wallace also dropped heavily there. Back up at the front, Robert Mitchell now with the lead has Craig Forsyth just behind him. John Barnhart right there running in third. Ben Wallace running in fourth. Looking down through the speed charts, and yes, indeed, it looks like Graham Bunyan has had some issues because he is off track, not being shown on the timing and scoring any longer. So your back-to-back season champion with some troubles and woes early here in season number 6. Stay home, stay safe. Presented to you by StickQuik.com. StickQuik, place to go to find all of your organizer and fastener needs. They've got stuff for garages, kitchens, you name it, they've got it. Trying to get in and see what happened with Robert Mitchell continues to lead the field back around the stripe, this time by to begin lap 53 out of 117, almost halfway through today's race at Kansas Speedway. Opening race here in season number 6. Stay home, stay safe for the U.S. IndyCar League presented by StickQuik. You are watching the StickQuik 175 here live from Kansas Speedway on Turn 3 Racing Network. Robert Mitchell has a 5.2 lead over his closest competitor. Does have a few drivers right there behind him, but they are not for position. He has got this thing well in hand. Battle on track back here for the 5th spot. Rick Lovison, David Zaleski, Ben Wallace, all right there packed up with each other. Rick Kelball right there in the mix, but Kelball is being scored in 14th. 2 laps down on the field right now, as he'll continue to try to make his way back up and see if he can't get a lap or 2 back through pit cycle strategies. He does have a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the field, so look for Zaleski to look for Kelball to try to stay out there a little bit longer as we continue to watch Zaleski make his way around this track in his 07 machine. Gonna go back up front and take a look at what's going on up there, and it looks like Robert Mitchell still leading the field by 5 seconds. No problem, no issue so far out there for Mitchell. He's got Forsyth well in hand. John Barnhart right there in a 3rd position, about 6 seconds off of your race leader, Robert Mitchell. Ben Wallace in 4th. David Zaleski almost 10 seconds behind your race leader, and these laps are only about 25 seconds long. So you're about a half a track back to your 5th place runner, David Zaleski, and Rick Lovison was closing in there for a moment. He has fell off the pace just a little bit. There you see him right behind Zaleski. When I say right behind, he's about 5 to 10 car lengths behind, but that distance can be made up very rapidly in these Dallara IR 18s, these Indy cars. When they get in the slipstream, they move. One of your closest battles right here in front of you, David Zaleski closing in on Ben Wallace. He does have a lapped machine in between them. That is the 6 of Jeff Murray. Jeff being scored in the 13th position, 2 laps down. So we have drivers that are closing in for position, but still having to deal with some of the lap down machines in between them. So having to make 2 or 3 passes to actually gain the position to pick up the spot, as we continue to have green flag racing here at Kansas Speedway. 60 laps in the book, 117 scheduled here today. 58 laps remaining, so we are just past that halfway point, and Robert Mitchell continues to lead the field. Mitchell slowly closing in on the most laps led. Graham Bunyan did have that in tow, but since Bunyan's issues, he is not going to walk away with the most laps led. He had 35 led out there today. Robert Mitchell, 21 in the book for him as we sit right now. In the gap at the front is beginning to close. Craig Forsyth, this 131 is starting to slowly close the distance in on Robert Mitchell. 3.8 seconds now separate your top 2. That gap was just a little bit over the 5-second mark just about 3 laps ago. So slowly but surely, Forsyth starting to close in on your race leader, Robert Mitchell. There you see the 10 of Mike West moving out of the way of Forsyth. Gonna let him continue his chase for the leader. Not very many battles out there on track. We do have John Barnhart, who is right there. There you see him, just under a half a second behind Craig Forsyth. So the battle is for second. Then we're beginning to see a battle start to take shape back for the 5th and 6th position between David Zaleski and Rick Lovison. So the more laps we get on these tires, the more battles we are beginning to see for position through the field. We're going to keep our eye on this one, as it is the one that pays more points up here at the front. This battle for second position, Barnhart up to the top. Craig Forsyth still digging that bottom to middle lane down the backstretch right there, closing in on that rear gearbox. On the gearbox. Was Barnhart. Forsyth able to keep the machine right in front? And I tell you what, let's go ahead, let's go down and see if we can't get a shot or two off of the back end of that 131. And that is actually off the back of the 12. There you see off of the 131, looking right back at that 12 of John Barnhart as they continue to battle here for the second position. There you see the 131 gets a great run off of 4. That allows him to gap his competition just a little bit going into 1 and 2. Now you'll see that slipstream. You'll see the 12 close in here. Closing in not as much as I quite thought he would. A little bit of a higher entry into 3. That's going to lose him a little bit of time as we'll go back track side here with one of our turn 3 Racing Network cameras as we continue to watch this battle unfold for the second position. Drivers got to be looking at making a final pit stop here within the next, I would say, 10 laps or so. That is when that fuel window is going to open right on up. Your race leader, Robert Mitchell, out there so far for 30 laps. Most of the drivers behind him down around the 28 lap mark on this full entire run. And the gap beginning to increase once again as your battle for second and third is slowing these two drivers down. Barnhart to the inside, gonna try to make it work off of 4. Not able to slide up in front of Forsyth. Forsyth's gonna have the spot, or does he? At the line, too close to call. They're gonna give it to Forsyth, but Barnhart not going away on that inside. With these drivers battling, now it's a 3-car battle down the backstretch. Ben Wallace and his 99 has found a way to make it up there. And just outside of this battle as these guys continue to race side by side back across the line. Lap 72 out of 117 here today for the Kansas Speedway. Do want to say once again, thank you, everyone, anyone that's here. Had a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning of today's broadcast. Got that all sorted out, so we do appreciate you sticking with us through all our woes and troubles here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And from myself, everywhere looking on the booth, and everybody else out there, we surely do appreciate any time and every time all of you friends, families, viewers, sponsors come out here and support any of the drivers, series, and leagues here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And once again, you're seeing this battle continue to rage on between John Barnhart, Craig Forsyth, as well as Ben Wallace. Wallace now digging on that white line, trying to make a pass. There has already been a pass for the second spot. That's going to put Forsyth back into third and into the clutches of Wallace. The 99 digs on the bottom once again, not going to have the run off of 4. Going to slot in just behind, try to use that slipstream, and now these drivers are beginning to slowly reel back in. Your race leader, Robert Mitchell, his race lead now under the 4-second mark once again. So once these guys got a little bit more single file, got the scrum done with here, they have been able to pick up some time on your race leader. And I tell you what, while we have the opportunity, since we were late here today, well, due to issues, but late nonetheless, I tell you what, let's go ahead and throw it trackside for a little bit of turn 3's Turn It Up. And oh my, while we were doing the Turn It Up, looks like Ben Wallace got loose. Went through the grass, almost onto pit road. That's going to spell trouble for that 99. He's going to fall through the field. Now he is on pit road. Scored in the 8th position, 1 lap down, and that is going to hurt his chances, his shot at walking away with a race win early here in season number 6. Stay home, stay safe here in the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik Organizers and Fasteners. Your second place runner on pit road. Second time, this is going to be Craig Forsyth's last pit stop, and Robert Mitchell, he has made his last pit stop as well. That's going to put John Barnhart at the front of the field. Craig Forsyth now looks like he is on pit road. Rick Lovison also on pit road for his final stop. There you see Ben Wallace down there on the apron trying to get his car up to speed. He is going to fall 3 laps down now. Tough break for that 99 after digging at the front of the field inside the top 2. Falling through the field a little bit, driving his way back up, and then trouble. And that's going to put him well behind the 8 ball with not very many laps to recover. 35 laps remain here from Kansas Speedway for the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. Race leader gonna hit pit road this time by. That's gonna leave the entire field 1 lap down, and actually the 004 is gonna be the first car to get his lap back. The 10 of Mike West will get 1 lap back as well. Robert Mitchell also getting himself back onto the lead lap of this 004 of Jason Lowe. He has yet to hit pit road. Mike West yet to hit pit road for his second and final stop of the day. And that should put the lead back into the hands of the 31 machine of Robert Mitchell. This man right here in his StickQuik Dallara IR18. Nothing to worry about. Looks like his gap has grown significantly over that second place runner at the time. John Barnhart and his 12 machine now 1.5 seconds back from Mitchell. Robert Mitchell continues to lead the field. Nobody in front, nobody behind. Almost out there in no man's land. A little over 3 seconds now in front of John Barnhart, as Barnhart has been able to make the pass work and stick through the green flag cycle. He's going to stay in front of the 07 of David Zaleski. Rick Lovison right there in his 64 running inside your top 5. And unless Barnhart can get up there and pass Mitchell here in the next lap or two, Mitchell will walk away with leading the most laps here today in race number 1 of Season 6 for the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. Season 6, stay home, stay safe. With everything going on in the world, all the craziness with COVID-19, we do want to wish you, your family, your friends, your loved ones well. Everybody stay smart, stay safe. It is real. We can get this thing under control and taken care of if we all use our heads. So let's be smart and let's get back to normal. Speaking of back to normal, seeing this 31 of Robert Mitchell up there at the front of the field. Mitchell finishing very well in the season standings last season. Walked away, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with the 3rd spot when everything was said and done and all the points were calculated at the end of season number 5. Your back-to-back champion Graham Bunyan in the 101 had some issues here today. He is being scored in the 15th position, well behind the field, 43 laps down, and he has packed up and took the hauler to the house. Robert Mitchell trying to take this one to the house, but after a short stop in victory lane. Beginning to work, lap 91 out of 117 here today for the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. And if you haven't checked out U.S. IndyCar League, go on over to facebook.com, type in U.S. IndyCar League, check them on out over there. I'm sure if you can drive, they wouldn't mind having you out on track. Go check them out also on iRacing.com under the league directories, U.S. IndyCar League. Check them on out. Sure, these guys would love to have you on track with them if you can make the cut. These are some very, very talented IndyCar drivers, and each and every Sunday morning they put on one whale of a show. Tell you what, we're going to go down now with our Turn 3 onboard camera with your race leader, Robert Mitchell, as he continues to make his way around the track. Here is one of the onboard cameras just above the head in the halo of these IndyCar drivers. And there you see just a look about how close they are to flirting with disaster up there, running that high lane, running right next to that wall, within a few inches of that wall. Gonna go to another one of our onboard cameras here with Robert Mitchell right there from the seat. You get to see what it's like turning the wheel and looking through this aero screen, is what the IndyCar guys like to call it. The F1, the Formula One drivers tend to call it the halo. Great camera shots here today from Kansas Speedway as we continue to click the laps off under green. 23 laps remaining, 22 at the line, and your race leader Robert Mitchell has nothing to worry about at this point in time. But Barnhart, he has been closing. There you see him coming into the picture late here in the race, in the late stages. Does he have what it takes to go up there and snatch this race win away? Barnhart, rookie this year, as far as I know, I don't recall seeing him out there on track last year here with the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. So Barnhart looking to make a splash in a good way early here in season 6, the stay home, stay safe season, trying to just bring some awareness to the global pandemic and virus, COVID-19, terrible thing out there, and just trying to give you guys something to watch, enjoy, relax to each and every Sunday morning. Great IndyCar action, and in my personal opinion, nowhere near the carnage and chaos that some of these professional drivers put on for us sometimes on the TV. Hasn't been a very good outing for some of the drivers. Dale Earnhardt Jr. involved with an IndyCar race a few weeks ago. Ran well, almost had a shot at winning it, but there was a lot of chaos at the beginning of the race. Chaos may ensue here at the end of today's race. Robert Mitchell right up next to that wall, and Barnhart right there to take advantage if Mitchell should slip up. Now that gap has basically disappeared. The 12 digging on the bottom of the racetrack. 18 laps to go as these drivers drag race down the backstretch back into the slipstream for a brief moment. There is the 12. 31 of Mitchell still digging at the high side of the track. That's going to pay off. That high line run is going to work for him back across the stripe once again. Still in tow is Barnhart. Barnhart down to the bottom now in 1 and 2. Can he make it work? Not going to be able to pull the pass off on the exit pull side by side. Now Mitchell with a little bit of an advantage going into 3 and 4. Will that high line continue to work? Or will Mitchell end up giving up some time as they make their way back down here to turn number 1 and 2? This seems to be where Mitchell has given up some time the last few laps. No, he's going to actually gain on, or the distance is going to grow. I was going to say he was going to gain on his competitor, but I guess that would be the wrong way to categorize that and word it. But nonetheless, Robert Mitchell starting to pull back away once again from the 12 of Barnhart, looking back through the rest of the field, looking at some more battles on track. Howard Livingston slowly closing in on the 64 of Rick Lovison. That is going to be for the 4th and 5th position. 15 laps remain here at Kansas Speedway as Robert Mitchell continues to try to fend off the 12 of John Barnhart. Over the shoulder of the driver in the 12 machine, right over that left side shoulder of John Barnhart as he continues to try to chase down Robert Mitchell. Laps continuing to rattle on off. 13 laps to go. Now make it 12 as we have got 106 out of 117 in the books here today at Kansas Motor Speedway for the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. And oh, we might have a pass here for the lead in the next lap or so. Robert Mitchell moving around just a little bit in front of Barnhart. Barnhart now to the bottom at the line. Can he steal the lap? I believe he's going to be able to. And now in front of Robert Mitchell through 1 and 2. He's going to slide up in front of him in the center. That's going to make Robert Mitchell a little bit aero pushy as he comes off that corner. And now your new race leader, John Barnhart, he can continue to try to click off the faster laps. He has been the faster car out there the last 2 or 3 laps in a row, but now with that slipstream is Robert Mitchell. But you got to be careful of the aero push that you're going to get on the front end of these Dallara IR18s right there on the gearbox of Barnhart and Mitchell right up next to that wall. I tell you what, if you wanted a battle, you've got a battle as Mitchell looks to the bottom in 3. Side by side in 3 and 4. Now Barnhart beginning to get a little bit of an advantage on exit of 4 back across the stripe. Leading by 2 car lengths is Barnhart, but Mitchell still right there, still in tow, still close enough, and this is slowly bringing David Zaleski back into play. Zaleski 2.7 seconds behind your race leader. Just 2 laps ago, that was right at the 4-second mark. So as these 2 drivers continue to battle it out for the race lead, the supremacy at the front, is this going to bring Zaleski back to these front 2 drivers? Will we see a 3-car battle for the race win? We've got a 2-car battle, 7 laps remaining. 6 when we cross the line this time by. Looking back at that 3rd place runner, David Zaleski, as your top 3 continue to click off the laps. John Barnhart in first, Robert Mitchell in second, David Zaleski running in that 3rd spot. Not able to click off quite the laps that he needs at this point in time is Zaleski. He's still 0.2 of a second faster that last lap than your race leader. We'll see how it all shakes out, just a few hundredths faster that time by. So he is running faster laps, but not able to close the gap in fast enough, as we've got 5 laps remaining here at Kansas Speedway for race number 1 here in season 6 for the Stay Home, Stay Safe U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. Battle still raging on at the front of the field for the race supremacy. Who's going to walk away in season 6 as the first winner of the season? Mitchell has led an absolute ton of laps, 59 laps in the book for Mitchell. Bunyan had 35, Barnhart now with 15 under his belt. He's going to try to make it at least 18 laps, as we've got 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go, as the field makes their way through 3 and 4. Your race leader gonna cross the line this time. 2 laps remaining around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. And if Mitchell doesn't close the gap now, I am not sure if he is going to be able to get there at the end of this thing. 2 laps remaining. Race leader off of 4 this time by. Gonna get that white flag. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Presented by StickQuik.com. Organizers and fasteners. The 12 of John Barnhart has the race lead. Robert Mitchell right there in second. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time, and the 12 is going to come off of 4, crossing the line first to take race 1 win here in season 6. Stay home, stay safe for the U.S. IndyCar League, presented by StickQuik. Hats off to John Barnhart coming in here, leading a handful of laps, and then late in the race having what it takes to overtake the 31 of Robert Mitchell. Heck of a finish out there for him. Gonna walk away in second. David Zaleski will round out your podium here today, and as the drivers get ready to go, we're gonna get ready to go as well. Your post-race interviews coming up here in just a few moments on Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. If I could hit the right button, we might be back. So we're going to do it the good old-fashioned way and go to commercial like this. We'll be right back. And just like that, we are back. Drivers have put on one whale of a show here today for the StickQuik Kansas 175 live here from Kansas Speedway. Your race winner, John Barnhart, coming in to today's race. Rookie in the field, getting the job done, celebrating, has some other obligations needing to get handled and taken care of. You know, business is business. So hats off to Barnhart with a great race out there today. So we will now see if we can't steal a word or two with your second place finisher out there today. Let's see if we can't pull in that 31 machine of Robert Mitchell. Man, how you doing out there today?
Thanks. We're doing real good. Just one heck of a race. A couple guys had a little trouble early, but we kept the throttle down and kept her going. Towards the end there, John made a really good move. I didn't think it would be possible, so I was holding the high line. And I guess I ran out of talent. He passed me, and I couldn't get back by him. Congrats to him. I think it's his second race in the league, so look forward to racing him some more. But yeah, thank you, StickQuik, for coming on board again, and glad to have you back as broadcasting at Turn 3.
Well, man, you did mention our race winner, only his second race with you guys. So, how's that make you look at the rest of the season moving forward? Are you going to be a little bit more worried about him as we progress through the season? Or you think it may be just some of those rookie magic going on?
He's a pretty good racer. I watched him in the last race that he ran. He ran really good. We got a couple newer guys that are really good, and they'll be a good asset to bring really a whole lot better racing to our league. So it'll be an exciting year. But I don't consider nobody a threat. I try to win every week. So sometimes you fall a little short.
All right, my man. Well, what a way to start off the season, walking away with the second place. I know you'd much rather have that first place in the bag, but nothing to hang your head about, nothing to be sad about, starting the season off with a podium position. So once again, Robert, man, congratulations on a great race, great finish out there today. And you got any more shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that before we let you head off in the sunset?
Yeah, number one, thank you, StickQuik. Go to stickquick.com, and they have a great little product where you can organize anything, and I'd like to thank them, and once again, welcome you back, and thank everybody that raced in this league to make it what it is, and I hope everybody enjoyed the race.
There you have it, a few final parting words from the driver finishing in the second place position. Now we're going to see if we can't catch up and have a few words with the driver finishing in a third place here today. David Zaleski, how you doing? You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, not a bad way to start season number 6. Stay home, stay safe here for the U.S. IndyCar League presented by StickQuik. Walking away with a podium position. Did you think you had anything for the guys if we may have been able to have one more set of green flag pit stops?
Nah, I don't think so. I scraped the wall there and just was running what I had.
Long season ahead. Still 11 more races here in season number 6. What is your thoughts looking forward, or is it just too early to even start thinking about the season end in the championship?
Nah, the only thing I'm really worried about is just staying consistent, and we got those road courses coming up, and that's probably going to be my only problem. But as long as I can stay consistent on the ovals, we should be all right.
All right, well, Dave, man, once again, congratulations on a podium finish here today in race number 1 for Season 6 for the U.S. IndyCar League presented by StickQuik. Before we let you go and ride off in the sunset, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to thank StickQuik and our sponsors for supporting us again this year, and give a shout out to my family, and I love them. And to all people out there, just stay home and stay safe, and we'll get through all this pandemic.
All right, well, there you have it. Some few final words from your third place finisher out there today. And not a whole lot left for us to do here at the track from Kansas Speedway. So we're going to do what we need to do, and that's going to be some official business here. We're going to run down your finishing order for today's StickQuik 175 at Kansas Motor Speedway. First place, the 12 of John Bernhardt, walking away at the top of the charts. Great rookie splash to begin season number 6. In second here today, the 31 of Robert Mitchell, followed in third by the 07 of David Zaleski. Fourth place is going to go to the 64 of Rick Lovison, and in fifth, the 13 of Howard Livingston. Sixth place will be the 004 of Jason Lowe. And then the 99 of Ben Wallace, after trouble late in the race, finds himself finishing today in 7th. 8th spot will go to the 131 of Craig Forsyth. And 9th, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Rounding out your top 10 here today for the Kansas 175, the 10 of Mike West. 11th spot, the 53 of Dan Kendall. 12th goes to the 19 of Chad Pierce. 13th, the 24 of Richard Kelball. 14th, the 6 of Jeff Murray. After early trouble in the race here today at Kansas Speedway, your back-to-back season champion, the 101 of Graham Bunyan, will walk away in 15th, 72 laps down on the lead. 16th spot will be the 306 of Will Stearns. And rounding out the field for today's race, not able to actually hit the track when we gridded up, was the 15 of Danny J. And that is going to be your finishing order here today for the Kansas 175, brought to you by StickQuik. Head on over to StickQuik.com for all your organizer and fastener needs. They've got it all from kitchen to garage, shop, home, whatever you need. They've got it. If it can be organized or hung, they can get the job done. Also, big shout out to everybody here at StickQuik coming back for the U.S. IndyCar League season number 6. Do appreciate it. And most importantly, do appreciate all you fans, family, viewers, and friends joining us each and every time we go live here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Do apologize about the technical difficulties at the beginning of this one, but once we brought you the action, it was some great action out there on track. Great race battle at the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, with everything else being done over, packed up, ready to go, well, stay safe, stay home. Let's beat this thing and get back to normal as quick as we can. And until then, stay safe, stay loved. We'll see you next time here on Turn 3 Racing Network.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.